Okay, yeah, because it says
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
liked
yeah.
watching shows like Bunheads and Emily in Paris, then
Oh
you're
my
going
God,
to like the
Bunheads.
show.
I
So
forgot about Bunheads. Did you ever watch that?
no, but I love Emily in Paris, so I'm so
Oh, okay.
sold.
The Young Entertainment Podcast. The Young Entertainment.
We're here.
Woohoo!
Woo, we made it. Another
We're
episode.
here. Another episode. Welcome to the Young Entertainment Podcast, everyone. Today is a good day. I don't know about you, Mordecai, but it is sunny here in the mountains today, so I'm feeling good. Is it sunny in NYC?
It is not sunny. It's rainy, actually.
No. Do you like rainy days?
I don't mind it. I think my dog has a worse time than I do, actually. But I
Oh.
don't mind. It's kind of, it's kind of like nice to like kind of, I feel like it's a reset, It kind of like the rain comes down. It like kind of like clears out. Now I'm just thinking of the Hillary Duff song, of course. But like, but yeah, exactly.
Did you see that? I was speaking of Hillary Duff. Did you see that clip? It's going viral right now, and it's like her when she performed at the New Year's Eve like ball drop, and it says like when Hillary Duff did so much yet nothing at all at the same time, and it was like when she got older, she was brunette, and it was one of her pop songs. But it's so funny because the choreography is like so simple, and she'll go like head turn, and everybody's like she's doing so much but nothing at all at the same time. It's so funny.
I love that. Oh my, they had an SNL skit like last week about Hillary. When she did that like Today Show. I don't quote me on that. It was one of those morning shows,
Yeah.
and like that. It's gone viral, and people like do her dance,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
yeah. And so SNL did like a whole skit on it. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh, that's what I want to see. That's like the kind of skit I want to see. That's so fun. I love that. And we need to clue everybody in. I forgot to introduce myself.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
Daniella. This is Mordecai. And we are your BFFs in Young Entertainment. And today, actually, we are just going with the flow. We are doing a last minute pod just us. So this is going to be exciting because this is off the cuff, or is it cuff or cusp? Off the cuffs?
Cuff, like
Off the
cuff,
cuff?
isn't it?
I don't
Cuff?
know what the term is. Okay, yeah, I like that. Off the cuff, off the sleeve.
No, is it not? Did I
I
get
don't
that wrong?
know. No, you're probably right. It's probably right.
Like,
Oh my gosh. So not really relevant, but I'm so excited for you to come out. You's coming out this month. And is it the final season? Is it going to be the final season?
yes.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh. Why do
it's
they
the
have to?
fun. Yes. When you said you for a minute, I'm like, I didn't know I had a season, but I love it. I
Oh
love
my
my
gosh.
season.
Goals.
Yeah.
Um,
No, but that's really exciting. Yeah, I'm excited to see Penn Badgley, the final season
yes.
of you. That'll be a lot of fun.
Literally so excited and so scared because I get so scared when I'm watching that show and then I can't sleep at night.
Oh my God.
I'm like, who's watching
Because that's
me?
like very real. I mean, like it's not real, but it feels like it's like one of those things that's like, wow, that like I could see that being like something that
Yeah.
happens.
Oh my, what it does happen. I can tell you that for a fact
Oh, wow.
because as you know, well, I don't know if you do know this, but I am the chief marketing officer for T, and it's like a dating safety app for women. But what it does is it helps you so that you don't like you can date safer, right? So you could do like background checks on guys. You can do reverse image searches to see if you're like getting catfished and stuff. But the amount of stories that we get from girls like commenting in the app that they were actually being stalked, and they always refer to you because they're like, we always thought like you was this extreme depiction of it as a TV show, and they're like, no, 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 this stuff happens in real time, in real life, and it is so crazy to hear the story. So it's you is real, like that stuff happens, and it's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
like I knew like yeah, but like wow, that you actually like heard stories or seen like I don't know stories, but like wow,
literally so many, especially nowadays with like
goosebumps.
I know, right? With like Instagram and stuff. I mean, we won't get into it because I don't want to give anybody ideas, but you can track stuff. You can track people pretty easily. I mean, they post like where they're at, or like
Yeah.
you can find out somebody's address like very easily. It's crazy. So anyway,
Okay.
We do not want to be real life you, but we're so excited to watch
No,
it.
but we're excited for the show.
We're excited for the show.
For the
Yeah.
drama that is television.
Yes. We love it. Okay, what else have you been watching lately that's good? Because I feel like I was thinking today, like things that should not be real, and I feel like with the advanced technology in the world that we live in, not having a good show to watch should not be real, if you know what I mean. I feel like there should be a new Netflix release every single week that's like epic. Like, why isn't that happening? But I was wondering, what are you watching right now that you're loving?
Okay, so I I don't know when this episode's gonna air, but I got to watch the new show Overcompensating.
With Benny Drama?
Oh
What
yes,
network is it
it's
on?
Prime Video, age appropriate. It's probably a little bit more adult, like some of the content. Just to put that out there as like a like just for younger people who are watching, just in case. Um, but the show is actually like one of the things like we always talk about is first. So I feel like what I love about the show is that there's just so many firsts in this show. It's like this guy is he's like the star athlete from high school. He's basically like the dream of like what you think about like the quintessential guy like is in high school. But this is about him going to college now. He's entering college his freshman year, and he basically like has to come to terms with his sexuality and the fact that he is, whether or not he's gay or not. And it's something that really resonated. I found that the way he came to terms with it and how he dealt with it was, I don't know if it was the healthiest of ways, but I felt like it was a very sincere, very like, down to earth story. Yeah. So that's pretty much where it's at. And then he kind of like goes about college and,
Oh,
you
cool.
got, yeah. I laugh, and it's a binge. So it's like you get all the episodes all at once.
We love a
Um,
binge.
yeah. I loved it. I want to watch it again. Actually, I'm probably will watch it again. There's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So I'm excited about it.
Oh my gosh, I love having a new show to look forward to. And I love a good binge because I feel like Netflix has started doing this thing where they'll just release one episode at a time for a lot of shows. And it's like, no, we got so used to binging shows. So that's great. Okay,
Totally.
it's on Prime. I love that. You know what I started watching last night per your recommendation, and I feel like I'm like a decade late or 2 decades late, is Gilmore Girls. I just started watching it for the first time.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So I've only seen like bits and pieces. I haven't seen the whole thing
Oh,
through, but
okay.
yeah. But it's a great show.
It is. You could tell it is so unique. And what kind of caught me off, not off guard, what kind of surprised me in a great way is like there's so many iconic actors and actresses in it. Like Melissa McCarthy is in it. Who else is
Chad
in it?
Michael Murray.
Chad Michael Murray. I was like, wait, this is so fun because it's like obviously I've seen all of like the stuff that they're in now, and so to see like, oh, this is
Yeah,
probably at the start of their career is so much fun. And I also love that it has such a unique pacing and style. The way that the
totally.
writing is and the acting is. I don't know. I love
You
it. So
You
I'm
know they're
excited.
coming. Well, the same writers did The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and now they're coming out with a new show, and I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's called Etole or something like that, and it
Okay.
looks interesting. I haven't watched it because they haven't sent me it yet, but
Okay.
it's like a ballet show. If you look at the trailer, looks very interesting. Where they like kind of like I think I want to say Paris and New York,
Ooh,
and they kind of like switch places type of thing. I'm not
I
like
love that.
about a dance studio. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know it off the top of my head. We could read it.
What
But
is it called?
Etole, I think.
Okay. It says, so Amy Palladino and Daniel Palladino, their new show, Itole, premieres on Prime Video on April 24th. That's got to be it, right? Okay, yeah, because it says
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
liked
yeah.
watching shows like Bunheads and Emily in Paris, then
Oh
you're
my
going
God,
to like the
Bunheads.
show.
I
So,
forgot about Bunheads. Did you ever watch that?
no, but I love Emily in Paris, so I'm
Oh,
so
okay.
sold. Oh my gosh.
Because Bunheads was another. I think it was them. I think it was Amy Sherman Palladino and her husband. I don't. Yeah. I think it was the Palladinos. I'm
Oh
pretty
my
sure
gosh.
because and it had Sutton Foster, and she played like this. Oh my God, why can't I remember anything? And she was like a ballerina, and she
Oh,
was or she was a
fun.
teacher. It was such a good show. It was like Gilmore Girls meets like it was an ABC Family show,
Oh,
and it was
cute.
yeah, it was great. Oh my
Oh
God,
my
why I
gosh.
can't remember anything, by the way. Like whoever's listening to this, like I don't remember anything. So I'm just
That's
letting you know. Like
me.
I remember like things, and then I don't remember the thing.
That is so funny. I'm the same way. So, and the way I know this is that my BFF will tell me all the time, like, she'll talk about something that happened in high school. And I'm like, I have no recollection of that. Like, I'm with you. I feel like maybe it's being super creative or something. We just don't store extra stuff in our brain. I don't know. Like, we're always on to the next thing. But, so that show, Itole, I'm probably butchering how you say it. And then they both premiere on April 24th. So we're going to have
Oh,
some
okay.
shows to watch.
That'll
Um,
be awesome.
Really quick, what do you like New Girl? Do you like that show?
I like the beginning of it, and
Hi.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I liked how it started. I liked where. Yeah.
Okay, so I am obsessed with that show, and like maybe a month ago, I was like, because okay, so when I'm watching it, Elizabeth Merriweather, she pops up as like the creator, or whatever, the writer, and I thought like, I just want to Google this woman to see like just more about her because how fascinating! Like a show like New Girl, it has these characters, and then these characters like they're so character here, right? And they evolve throughout the season. Same thing with a show like Friends. Like not every show is so characterized, but shows like Friends and New Girls and like How I Met Your Mother, like those shows are very much about these characters and the characters they're such a core part of like the script, right? So I googled her and then I was so fascinated and I didn't even know this. There's like a million writers for New Girl. I had no idea. Like if you look like the list is never ending and I was like that is such a fascinating topic to have so many writers on one show and I don't know, like do you know a lot about the writing world? Is that typical? Cuz I was like this is so fascinating. I thought it would be like 3 people.
I mean, it is possible maybe like throughout the years because the show lasts. How many seasons did it have?
11 writers during the first season and 15 writers during the second season.
Oh wow.
So and then it just goes into a bunch of other information. So I just thought like how fun is that? I assume that you're all in the same like room and you're bouncing off of each other and I just like what a cool career path. And it got me thinking we should get a writer on our pod to interview.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, because how fascinating is that? Like it's
Yeah.
just such an integral part of the process. So anyway, I thought that was really interesting. I had no idea that there was typically like that a show could have a million writers, but um okay,
So
back yeah.
just as a side thing, going back to like Gilmore Girls, you said
Yes.
about the writing process and how there were writers. Actually, the last season of Gilmore Girls, before it, like they did like the thing on Netflix, they actually like the last season was not written by the Palladinos. They like there was like some sort of like, you know, I don't know what happened, but they basically like didn't write the last season or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember what happened, but they didn't write the last season.
Okay, so they did it. Was there drama behind it? Should I
I
Google
think
that really quick?
yeah, sure.
Why didn't the Paladinos write the last season of Gilmore Girls? This is so interesting. Oh, see, this is why we need to have a writer on. It was primarily due to contract negotiations and issues around their working conditions, leading to be frozen out. So that is so interesting. They weren't able to be fully engaged with the show's creative process. So we need to get some writers on here um, to learn more about that part of the industry because that is so fascinating. Oh my gosh. Okay. The
Maybe
tea.
we had that writer from the new Lizzie McGuire reboot. Remember that? That was a really good interview. Yeah, with Jonathan Hurwitz. He what's it called? He was the one who was the writer that we had on, and he like spilled the beans on like the Hilary Duff reboot. The Lizzie McGuire reboot. I don't know why I said Hilary Duff. The Lizzie McGuire reboot.
Because you
And
know
like
why? Because Hillary Duff is Lizzie and Lizzie is Hillary. It's just the way it is.
right, of course, of course. I
She is
actually
one.
I actually did want to talk a little bit about CinemaCon. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but basically they announced like all the new like movies coming out within like the next year and a half. So, and we got like some really good stuff coming, and it looks it's really exciting. And I mean, I wasn't able to be there, but they did show the Wicked trailer part 2, whatever Wicked for good, and I heard about it and it sounds incredible.
I'm so excited. Okay, so
I know.
besides Wicked, what else did they announce that you felt like was a really big deal?
Okay, Freakier Friday,
Oh,
which
yes.
yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
They had they talked, well, the Disney ones were like Lilo and Stitch, Freakier Friday, Tron, the new Tron film, Thunderbolts, The Fantastic Four, Elio, Zootopia, and the one that like I think is like the one everyone's like really anticipating is Avatar Ash and Fire, which is like coming out the end of this year. And they had a trailer for it, but we didn't get to see it, which
Oh,
would have been like which would have been amazing. But
yes.
we'll have it soon. I'm sure we'll have it soon. Disney's like gonna get it out there. I'm here's hoping.
Yeah, I'm like looking at this list like, oh my gosh, that's so many movies. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
so
that was
exciting.
just Disney.
That's just Disney.
It's
Oh my
just
gosh.
Disney.
Okay, so basically you're saying we need to attend CinemaCon next year. That is so fun.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Like we're on it. Like I'm on it. But this year, like I'm like ready for next year.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is so fun. Okay, have you ever attended Comic-Con?
I attended New York Comic Con, not San Diego.
Okay, did you have fun at it?
Okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest. Like,
Please.
I was like so happy to be in the press room because it was like it was amazing. Like it was
Yeah.
incredible. Um, it's a lot. Like
Yeah.
it's very overwhelming. Everyone is in a costume and everyone is amazing looking. Like
Yeah.
whoever's like putting this stuff together, like incredible. The costumes that the and just like I was very happy to sit with my computer in the press room
Yeah.
and like go to the interviews that like because we did I think that the year I'm thinking about we did interviews with like the older Riverdale cast members.
Oh, fun. Oh
So
my gosh.
like Molly Ringwald and the writer Roberto Aguirre Sacasa. He
Okay.
what's it called? Yeah. So he did Riverdale. He did the new Pretty Little Liars reboot. He did Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Like all those, and I loved meeting him. I loved talking to him. So that was like a highlight.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. Okay, also, side note, have you ever watched Pretty Little Liars all the way through?
Yeah, when it was on air, I watched, like I was one of the ones to like stick with it like the entire time.
You know what's funny is I need to go back and rewatch it now that I'm older because I remember loving it, but I remember like I would get so scared during certain episodes. And this was like when my so sad parents were divorced, right? Like they just got divorced. So like my dad was living in a different house. And I remember I'd be home alone and they'd call my dad and I'm like, Dad, I'm watching Pretty Little Liars and I'm so scared right now. Like I need you to come over. And he would like come over and watch the episode with me. But I just remember when I was younger being a little like there was some episodes that I feel like were so intense, or maybe I just felt scared because I was a girl, like home alone, just like, oh my gosh, something's gonna jump out and get me. But now I need to rewatch it. In fact, I think I'm gonna start that tonight. I think I'll start with Pretty Little Liars, and then right before I go to sleep, so I'm not on edge, I'll watch Gilmore Girls.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
But speaking of Pretty Little Liars, we were actually on a carpet for it was I think it was called the College Television Awards or something.
Yeah, you nailed it. College Television Awards because we got to interview
Sarah
Sarah
Cat
Catherine.
yeah, about the White Lotus. But what I was gonna say is we also got to interview. We didn't post it yet, and hopefully we will post it soon. You got like so much. But Ryan Guzman, who was one of the actors in Pretty Little Liars at one point, I believe he was the boyfriend to Lucy Hale's character
Oh
for
my
like an
gosh.
episode or two. I don't was I now I'm like, this is one of those times where it's like I'm not 100% sure, but he was in the movie, he was in the show, and we actually asked him about his time on Pretty Little Liars on the carpet. So it was
Oh
just like,
my
this is
gosh.
like a full circle moment now that you're bringing it up. Yeah.
That is so fun. I need to see that clip. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, such an iconic show. I remember um when I lived in LA, I remember the Pretty Little Liars cast. I would see them often and
Oh,
I'd be like,
did
"Oh
you?
my gosh, they're so beautiful. Like they just are still so beautiful in
There's like an
person."
aura around them.
Oh yeah, I would see Shay Mitchell and she would
She
go to
was
this.
on you. She was on you too. On the show
That's
You.
right. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, so she would often be at the nail salon that I would go to on Ventura Boulevard. I remember one time when I walked in, she was, like, on her way to some red carpet thing, obviously, because she was dressed to, like, the nines, like, had her gown on, and she was getting her nails done. I remember being like, "Oh my gosh." And then Ashley Benson would go to my Bible study. So I remember I'd see her there, and I'd be like, just look at her, like, "Oh, she's so cute." But anyway, they're just such beautiful girls. I remember actually when it was casting, like, before it even became a show, right? I remember, when I it was at the point when my mom was, like, driving me up to LA for auditions, and my agent was like, "You need to come to this party tonight, this networking party up in LA, because they're casting this new show called Pretty Little Liars, and it's gonna be the next big thing, and there's gonna be producers there from it, so you need to meet them." Obviously, I didn't get it, but, like, I remember it was, like, before it was a thing. It's crazy because some shows they changed the course of, like, television history, and I feel like that was definitely one of them that did
Well,
that.
for me, one of the biggest things, and I don't know if I said this in a previous podcast, but one of the things that it changed was, I mean, at the time, but remember, like they wanted to make like live tweeting a thing. So like they wanted you to watch it live so that like obviously for the networks it was great because this way you're watching the commercials. But so this way everyone was, and during the show you'd be like tweeting along with everyone like watching it. It was like one of those things where it's like, oh my god, everyone's watching at the same time and you're live tweeting. And it was like, I remember those days, and remember like, going through the comments and like seeing what people were saying. And they even had the actors, the talent, like actually live tweeting during the show as well. So like you could technically like Ashley Benson or like Shay Mitchell, like they would get them to like, tweet along on the Pretty Little Liars account. And it was like, and it was so great. It was so much fun to like watch that also like play out throughout the seasons, because they also like, what was funny was because they also like used it on the show where they would like, they would get these like messages from A. So it was just like the whole like social, it was like really like, that's when social media changed so much.
Oh my gosh, yes. I still think the most brilliant idea. I don't think it exists yet, and I wanna pitch this idea to Netflix and then make $1,000,000, but or like $100,000,000, but
Do you want to
I
say it on the pod, like for everyone to hear?
yes, so and let's
Okay,
tag
okay.
Netflix and let's get this out there. But I feel like they could make so much money if they chose certain shows to actually live stream like on the platform, right? But then have it be an interactive feed so you could comment in real time and engage with people. It would be like fusing social media and Netflix, and then it would bring this whole community aspect to Netflix, and I think it would go absolutely wild. They would need to have some crazy moderation tools, because I'm sure it would get wild, but that's around. We have AI now. We have high-tech stuff, so wouldn't that be kind of epic, though? And they only do it with certain shows because it should be like a novelty, and then probably it would become more common and other networks would steal it. But do you think that would be cool, and you could connect with other fans of the show?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really thought about it, but yeah, it sounds like. I mean, I think YouTube, like a lot of times they have like, I know that for the Jimmy Awards, which is like that
Yeah.
High School Musical award show every year,
Yeah.
they show it on YouTube, and I just remember they have like on the side, like on the channel, they like people are commenting, oh my god, like and it's so great. So YouTube, I think, has that capability,
They
but
do.
yeah. So it would
And
be,
I
yeah,
feel
that's a very smart idea.
And I feel like essentially that's like what it would look like, right? But YouTube, it's almost expected there because YouTube is a social media platform where Netflix isn't. And so I feel
Right.
like they could almost like dominate the space and really get in there and yeah, I
Yeah.
mean really just dominate the space. Even like think about when You comes out, right? And we've all been waiting for this season for
I know.
forever. And then if we all had the capability to comment and talk with each other and be like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? And he did not just do that, or oh my god, like react in real time, I feel like it would be
I mean, that would be
so
amazing.
cool.
The only thing I'm thinking though is like if let's say like for me, like in because New York, everything
Yeah.
comes out at 3 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah.
like I'd be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd have to watch the whole show straight while live streaming. So that would be funny. But I guess why
Yeah.
not? I'd sleep during the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Not go to
Well,
work.
Netflix, call us. It's a great idea. And you heard it here first.
So yeah, so I was thinking about it, and I was wondering, like, in our comment section on Instagram, a lot of people are asking, like, how do you get an acting agent for free?
It's such a good question because most people think that you actually have to pay for an agent, and that's why they don't do it, especially like young aspiring actors and actresses who don't know much about the entertainment industry. They're like, "Oh, I can't afford one." Well, it's like, "Well, actually, you can because they're free." Now, there will be some agencies out there who will try and charge you a fee up front, and that just means that they're not legit. Those are probably some people would call them like talent development agencies where they charge you a bunch of money to like train with them, all the things. Don't do that. That's not legit. Legit agents do not cost anything and they just take a fee on the back end, usually 20% if you book a TV show or a commercial through them. And here's what's really cool, and young people who want to become actors need to pay attention to this. You do not need experience in order to get a commercial agent, especially when you're younger. Commercial agencies a lot of times don't have the expectation when you're younger that you're going to have commercial credits. In fact, if you want to get into acting, getting a commercial agent is like the first way to go because what agents like to see is you build commercial experience being in print ads or being in a Super Bowl commercial or whatever kind of commercial they get you auditions for. Those count as credits and experience so that when you are ready, when you build those credits and book those roles, then you can finally start applying and submitting to theatrical agents. And theatrical agents just mean film and television. And so getting a commercial agent, you don't have to have experience. And it sets you up to be able to launch your acting career so you can work towards getting a film and television agent. So submitting to agents is actually quite easy. It's not a complicated process if you know the exact steps. What I did is I created a how to get an agent guide. And if you just go to the link in our bio, it literally tells you how to find agents, how to submit to them, and what you are going to need, like the materials in order to submit to them. It is like a step-by-step process. It's so simple. Anybody who is an aspiring actor or actress, you need to get this guide.
Oh, and one thing I'm looking forward to, I guess we can end on this note, is
Yeah.
that I'm literally like they announced the live action Scooby Doo, and I'm like playing like guessing games in my head of like who they should cast.
Ooh, who should they cast?
I don't know why Sabrina Carpenter comes to mind for Daphne. I feel like I've seen like images of that, like with the, cause like I know she
Oh,
has blonde
yeah.
hair, but like I feel like she could do red.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I've been like thinking a little bit about it. I don't know, like cause like I mean, a lot of the people that I think about is like older, but I feel like because especially since the gang is like coming together, like according to the synopsis, it's like the
Yeah.
like how they came together. So I'm excited about it.
I was trying to think, who do you think would be a good,
Shaggy or Velma,
yeah. Yeah.
all of them. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I remember that Linda Cardellini played Velma, and Sarah Michelle Gellar played Daphne, and Freddie Prinze Jr. played Fred, and Matthew Lillard played Shaggy. That was like iconic. And I'm trying to think like now who would like. It's a good question. Like I guess I could see maybe Gavin Casalonga. How do you say his last name?
Casaglano?
Yeah, I could see him playing Fred, maybe, or even
Yeah.
Shaggy. Like, I feel like he could do either, honestly. He's like kind of
Yeah.
in the middle. Um,
I'm
I'm trying to think of who we have now.
looking at the cast from 2002. Oh my gosh, so many iconic people. That's crazy. Pamela
I know.
Anderson was in it.
I didn't remember that, but
What did she play?
I don't.
I don't know. It says she's in the cast. Interesting. No, you're right about Gavin. That could be such a good pick. Okay, amazing. So I think
We'll have to. Well, yeah, we'll have to. We'll think about it, and then maybe we'll come back in the next one and we'll talk about it more.
yeah, okay. So for everybody that's listening, I'm sure you've heard of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, which is so fun. Basically, it just means like how many degrees are you from him? And let me actually get the actual theory of it right here. So there's a theory that was created in 1929 that any two people on Earth are connected by just 6 or fewer social links. And in 1994, the game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon was and in 1994, the game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon was made famous. So we think we're all six
Now-
degrees or less.
Now
What?
we think, but we figured out we figured out how to get Kevin Bacon to Zac Efron, and so we feel that in this entertainment industry, everyone is connected to Zac Efron by 6 degrees or less, and we fit so and in that sense, we also figured out the connection to Kevin Bacon. So here it goes. So are you able to figure it out, or you want me to break it down?
No, break it down.
Okay. So Kevin Bacon was in that movie. What was it with what's it called? With Steve Carell.
But like a crazy stupid love.
Yes, Crazy Stupid Love. Yes, that one. So he was, and do you know who played his daughter?
No.
It was Joey King. Joey King
Oh.
played his daughter. Joey King was in a movie with Zac Efron on Netflix recently called, what was it called? Now I can't remember. A Family something?
Family Affair?
Yes, Family Affair. That's it. Yes. And so they were that's the connection between Zac Efron and Kevin Bacon.
And that was literally only 3 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. And so now we're basically going to connect Zac Efron in like every episode. From the
Oh my gosh,
from-
I love that.
and from the person that we're talking with. Hopefully we could figure it out and make it happen.
Yeah, and the truth is, based on that theory, if we really are only 6 social links away from each other, or less, we are also 6 social links away from the actors that we interview, which is so crazy, and from Zac Efron and from Kevin Bacon. But oh my gosh, okay, thank you for everyone who tuned in to listen to our podcast. We are your BFFs in Young Entertainment. And above all, we hope that you have an amazing week and keep following your dreams. And don't forget to check us out and follow us, become part of our community on TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you subscribe and turn those notifications on YouTube. And we're just so happy to have you here. We're here to help you get closer to the stars, ask them your questions, and above all, get the tools that you need in order to pursue your career in the entertainment industry. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm Daniella. This is Mordechai. And
I'm
this has
here.
been
Bye.
He's here and bye. And this has been the Young Entertainment Podcast.